What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hold on, let me see. Should I turn the camera? Yeah, cool. Happy Wednesday, y'all. So, I'm catching up. I'm catching up on everything that's going on, right? So, because of this backyard twist, it's kind of like what I spoke about the other day, maybe yesterday. Everything that's already been going on is magnified when you enclose the space and force everyone to be in a smaller space. So I don't feel like any conversations that are being had, any arguments that are being had, any game discussions are being had. I don't think that any of that is anything different than what's been going on. I just think that you're in a small space. So everything is just out there. There's nowhere to hide. Even if you're having a private discussion with somebody, it's not private. Like you can't go in a room and sneak off and whisper in a room because everyone's in the backyard. So if two people decide to go upstairs, not upstairs like upstairs, there's no HOH room to close the door and look at a monitor. You're right there. Cam and Chelsea are over there. Mackenzie and Leah are over there. Angela and T-Core are over there. So everyone knows who's talking to who, and they probably kind of know what's being said and who's campaigning against who as well. He went live as soon as Cliff uploaded. I'm about to go to Disney World. Come on down. I definitely won't be available on October 3rd. October 2nd. That's my birthday. That is in little more than 2 weeks, and I'll be out. Oh, and thanks for the membership, because I know that's a membership. The green is a membership. What do you call it? Post. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Colleen. So, here's what I gotta say about this latest thing, because honestly, the triangle is immersed with the game. Like, I kind of got tired of talking about it yesterday, but then I realized there's an entanglement. If you remember the Jada Pinkett Smith thing, there's an entanglement going on in this game. There's actually no relationship, so it's not really an entanglement, but I'm just saying it's acting as an entanglement because the way that it's looking is as if Chelsea and Cam are together. Like Chelsea has kind of relationship expectations out of Cam, even though that's not their situation. And one of those expectations is that she doesn't like the fact that he cuddles with MJ. She throws other names out there. She's like, "Oh, you did this with MJ. You did this with Leah." I don't know if there's anyone else that he mentioned. Well, she said you flirt with all the girls, but really, it's not about all the girls. Like it was about Leah at one point. It's not really about Leah like that anymore. I'm sure that she does still have questions about his loyalty and allegiance to Leah game wise, but the flirting with Leah has been over for a while now. So it's like now it's MJ. Here's the part that I was saying yesterday, and I feel more about this today. So yesterday, I watched a conversation. It wasn't yesterday's conversation. I watched more of a conversation from 2 nights ago that Chelsea and Cam were having together. And Chelsea told him that on a personal level, they're done. I don't know if like sometime off camera, she said that they're done for now, but at least in the conversation that she had with Cam, that long conversation that she had with Cam, in the conversation, we saw at one point, she said, personal wise, this thing with us is done and over with. So now I'm just talking to you from a game perspective. And I'm giving you a warning about how your flirtatiousness with the ladies comes across and how that hurts your game. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, it doesn't hurt his game because Leah's trying to save him. MJ prioritizes him. MJ prioritizes him over Chelsea, and like several of the others want Chelsea gone over him. So I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, maybe it's damaging in terms of, to me, that's mostly personal, because it doesn't really, she's telling him, oh, I'm just trying to peep you on game, on how the house perceives you. And I'm like, the house is not prioritizing Cam to get out. I think that a lot of the house would be fine with Cam being the last guy in the house, as a matter of fact. And several of them probably would want Chelsea out over him. And I don't think that him and MJ not flirting changes that. I think that's all personal. And then I saw this conversation that MJ, or a part of the conversation. I didn't see the whole conversation, but I saw a part of the conversation that Chelsea was having with MJ. And she was telling her a similar thing, like, game wise, y'all are looked upon as a duo. And then MJ is just like, okay, I'm going to cut off the flirting with Cam. And I'm like, I don't think it hurts her game, and I don't think it hurts his game. I think that it hurts Chelsea. And I think that's nothing to do with the game. Where are we? What is good on Chelsea? Cam spends a lot of time talking to Leah about game. You know, honestly, I almost feel like, because I remember an earlier time when Chelsea said, if you had to choose between me and Leah, I think you would choose Leah. I'm not sure if he would do that, but also I feel like he talks more game. Like, especially if you look at the whole body of work from beginning to end, I think he has talked way more game with Leah than he has with anyone else, honestly. Hey, Chocolate. Hey, Colleen. Yes, please hit the like button. They vote for Cam to win. But, okay, so I can see how Chelsea is saying that would hurt her game. But she's telling him that it would hurt his game. That's the question I'm asking you. Can somebody explain to me in the comments how that would hurt his game? You think that they would say, oh, Cam's a flirt, so therefore I don't want to vote for him? I honestly think that they probably wouldn't vote for him against several people just because of the ladies have been outperforming the men. I think that's the case. I don't think that the flirting hurts his case. As a matter of fact, I feel like Chelsea going around and talking to everybody about that is doing more to hurt his case than anything. Good morning, Tasha. I wish. Who's Charlie? Is that supposed to say Chelsea? I still think that Chelsea is worried about the other girls getting closer to him than she is. Probably started when he said he wants to save Leah last week. Yeah. He might have, Mary. Oh, I assumed that's what that was supposed to say. Would T-Core Chelsea vote for Cam over Leah MJ? I don't think before this they would have done that. I mean, Chelsea maybe, but I don't think that T-Core would have. The only lady that T-Core I don't think would vote for is Angela, based on what I've seen. I think that makes no impact. T-Core and Chelsea are probably the next two out. Just like a trio. I agree. I don't like her talking about it. Yeah, so MJ is a tough one to figure out because MJ has been going around and trying to talk to different people. Like, MJ is playing all sides. MJ's having conversations with Angela, with Leah, with Chelsea, and she's kind of telling all of them different things. She's throwing up targets for all of them. So when she talks to Leah, she's throwing the target on Chelsea. When she talks to Chelsea, she's throwing the target on Leah. She's just, all right, I'm talking to this one, I'm telling them what they want to hear. Then I'm talking to this one and I'm telling them what they want to hear. She's just, but I understand the play. Now, a good question that somebody asked. Oh, I lost my train of thought. A good question that somebody asked is, do you think that MJ is using this Cam and Chelsea thing to her advantage to kind of split them up? And I was thinking about that, and I was like, I do actually think a part of it is that she's into Cam on some level. I think that she actually is into the man on some level. Could she be using it for game? It's a possibility. But I feel like they are all using it for game in a way, because Chelsea and Cam having public issues with each other is amazing for everybody else. Because I don't care what Chelsea says about they're gonna see you and MJ as a duo, or they're gonna see you and Cam as a duo. Nobody sees Cam and MJ as a duo. They just see them as two people who flirt with each other. Even when Cam and Chelsea are arguing, even when they're not seeing eye to eye, personal game, whatever it is, people still feel like in the heart of hearts, these two people are always going to work together and vote together, regardless of whether Cam and MJ are flirting or not. Because I don't think that Cam would ever choose to put Chelsea on the block over putting MJ on the block. I don't think that if Cam and MJ were sitting on the block next to each other, he'd be campaigning. Why did I say that? I don't think if Chelsea and MJ were sitting on the block next to each other, that Cam would be campaigning for Chelsea to go home or wanting Chelsea to go home. I think that he genuinely means it when he says, you're the one that I got. Like, you're my final two. You're my person or whatever, game wise. Personally, I don't know. But game wise, that's how I feel about that. Hold on. Well, of course, all the HOHs are crucial at this stage. If you are telling me you want something after the game, but then it's just like what she said to him the other day. She was like, actions speak louder than words. That's why I don't like the fact that she's circling back and now she decided, oh, let me have this talk with MJ. And then the end result of this conversation is MJ agreeing that she's not going to be flirty with Cam like that. I don't understand. What made you go back? Cam also said to Chelsea that he would protect T-Core and Chelsea. They have the votes to keep T-Core. Would he actually keep her? I don't know. I don't know what Cam's play is at this point, but I feel like Cam is actually in a better position in the game than Chelsea. I believe that. Chelsea has targets on her back, and she's adding some to that. Who's they? He would let someone else win, so they take out Chelsea for him. You think so? Cam's a physiotherapist. Touching isn't an intimate thing. I don't think that he's into MJ as in he wants a relationship with MJ, but I think that, again, I said this before, I think that if Chelsea and him hadn't had those conversations and she wasn't so clearly into him like that, it would be more of a showmance. That's just my personal belief. Doesn't have to do with his feelings for her outside, but I think he would have been more than willing to have an actual showmance, not the touching his hair and cuddling kind of showmance. The let's go into the HOH room and lock the door type of showmance. His game wise, Chelsea is looking at personal wise. I disagree. I think cuddling can be intimate. Hi, Marshall. Look at Lisa with the big brain. Yeah, I can't. Like, I'm not, and I'm also not 100% sold that he doesn't have any kind of feelings for her, and it's just literally just a touch thing. I don't know about that. There's too many days that have gone by because we see people cuddling all the time in the Big Brother house, especially because of the fact that they don't have physical touch outside of those people that are in the house with them. But at the same time, we also see physical touch develop into other things over time. Because everything changes the more days go by in that house. And there's some kind of connection there. Whether you want to call it like friends with benefits, and I know that's not the traditional, friends with benefits terminology, but in a Big Brother house, consistent physical touch can be a benefit. Keywords can be, but not always. I just don't think Cam is into Chelsea like she thinks he is. I'm not seeing too much couple vibes either. I did at one point, but this is so much. Cam is 25 years old, okay? Chelsea is 27 years old. This is too serious. This is like so serious considering what level they're actually at right now. Not just because of age. I'm not saying that you can't be in a serious situation because of age, but I think they're looking for different things. I don't have enough data to say that he's not into her at all, but yeah, I definitely don't think that he's presently looking for the same type of thing that she is looking for presently. Because if you are to go and peruse through her Instagram page, you'll see that she has been single for 3-4 years or something like that. And she talks a lot of stuff about self-worth and being a high value woman. And she is very biblically founded with her beliefs when it comes to relationships and what she needs. She has a laundry list of things not related to Cam about what she wants out of a man. So just from looking at that stuff and then combining that with seeing how she's in the house, they're on different pages, I believe. Could it change outside of the house? Maybe. Do I see it changing outside of the house? At this moment, not really. Shoot. My fault. Cuddling is crossing the line for me. Maybe is also it could. People have different lines. That's true too. People have different lines. Like Chelsea is clearly made it clear that she's not someone who will just cuddle with anybody. Like she won't just cut. Like some people will cuddle with friends, and it is platonic. Some people are like really touchy feely people generally. She's not. So this is probably a much bigger deal for her than it is for him. I just don't think he's in heat over MJ. I do. I think that you know what? And I quote, what's her name? Aza put this on her Twitter a couple of years ago when we were all watching the. Why am I not thinking of the name right now? Jailer, not Jailer, Monte. That's what I was trying to think of. When we were all watching Monte, and a lot of people were like cooking Taylor at that time and being like, "Girl, you shouldn't let this guy make you throw your game away. You're throwing your game away for some action." And Aza made this quote on Twitter where she was like, "At day 70, I couldn't look at a cucumber without feeling away. So the show can put you in heat. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. You're single, she's single, you know, there's nobody else. Hi Stephanie. What did I miss? Oh, here we go. Cam won't put anyone on the block. I don't think he's really wanting HOH either. He doesn't want that responsibility because he has so many people that he's made promises to. He described that to Joseph weeks ago, that unless you're in danger, don't gun for it, but maybe he should now. Well, he's going to possibly be in danger. So if not the next one, he definitely needs to win one of those 2 double evict, and he needs it for his resume. Cuddling is crossing the line, but they're not together, so there's no line to cross. Now, here's the thing. In a technical sense, there's no line to cross, right? In a technical sense. But if we have a conversation and you and I both agree that you're not going to cross the line, in a technical sense, you could say there's no relationship. But if you agreed in conversation not to cross the line, then there is an agreement in place. And if you didn't want that to be the case, don't agree. Say, we're not in a relationship, so I am not required to do that. Maybe that sounds harsh, but it's better than circling back and having the same conversation over and over, because that's what they're doing. It's like, oh, Cam, this is what this looks like to everyone in the house. I'm trying to warn you. He's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And she's like, well, this is bad for the game. And he's like, okay, then I won't do it. Then he circles back and he does it again. The man's going to do what he wants to do and has been doing what he wants to do. Let it go. Let it go the first time. Monte was good. This one, I've said earlier, this is like Beverly Hills 90210, or like I don't know. This is like some it's like some high school drama. And I'm not trying to invalidate them, because I am aware that in the house, they are not aware of how, I want to say, unserious a lot of this is. But on the outside looking in, I'm like, come on. Chelsea should have just had a contingency plan at this point. Like, where are my plans to win this game outside of Cam? That's what she needs to be working on right now. Forget about Cam and MJ. Focus on your relationships with the other house guests and figure out what is your plan to downplay your threat level and have other people on your side outside of Cam. Because the Cam thing is kind of a dub. Regardless of whether he says he's prioritizing you, you can look at his actions and what he's saying and know that it's like 1A, 1B, 1C. It's not like there's a clear separation between you and the others. We'll try to win this week. We'll see, especially if he wants a say in the double eviction. It's hard because, for one hand, I want Chelsea to swallow her pride and get back at Cam for the money. What is talking about he don't like when the females make fun of him? I don't know. I guess it's like the stuff about, I don't know, his, like when Chelsea was making fun of his, saying he has an odor and other stuff like that. I don't know specifically what he was referring to. I think Tasha knows more than me. Respect that Chelsea is putting her values, even if it costs her the win. But come on. You knew you were going to have to sacrifice your values for the win. Like, I don't know. I guess when you get on Big Brother, you never know how you're going to react to things. You don't know the variables. You don't know who your castmates are going to be. So, but in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I'm there for 750K. Anything that comes there afterwards is an afterwards thing. But while I'm in there, my focus is to get those dollars. I'm working also, so I'm gonna be here until about 12:30, which is in about 9 minutes. I have an hour lunch break, but I can't dedicate the whole hour for this. Let it go. I agree. It's just as far as I know, they aren't in a committed relationship. I can't call it, so I can't call it an obsession, and here's why. If outside of the house, she's following him around, she's calling him all the time, and he's like barely responding. If she's like doing the most, I could go with obsession. If they are literally in a backyard for a week, right? There's nowhere to go. You go in this corner and I go in this corner. Or if he and MJ are cuddling over here, I turn around and I face the other way. I mean, she's human. She's human. She has emotions. And there's nowhere for her to get away from what's going on. And I think that Cam, if he doesn't want that, he needs to just really directly, instead of trying to be a people pleaser, he needs to directly just be like, Chelsea, it ain't this. And then if he said that, or it ain't this, or I don't want it in the same way that you do, or we're looking for different things, whatever he says, and she's still going in like that, then yes, I'll give you obsessed. But I think a lot of this is not a clear definition of wants, needs, and boundaries. We're beating around the bush here. She definitely, I think, has let her game slip. That I agree with. Get the money and block this man after the fact. I've never insulted a guy while wanting to be his girlfriend at the same time. It's just confusing. All the women have dismissed him or are always ragging on him. Dismissed him in what way? Chelsea should get out her feelings and I know she needs to check back in because she's to me she's has a brilliant game mind, but it's being distorted right now. She's being distracted right now. Somebody said on their live that they knew each other somehow before the show. I never looked into that, but interesting. Cam Def has given Chelsea the go to see him romantically. Yeah, I saw something about that. All right, y'all. We've gotten to the 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning before the clock stops. But before I get off, y'all can do me a big favor. Like the video. After it posts, comment. If you have not done so yet, subscribe to the channel. Even though the notification bell, I've been told many times, does not work. Hit the notification bell anyways. Help the algorithm. Whatever the algorithm does, I don't know what it does for me, but it's just something to say at this point. Everyone knew who Cam. Oh, because of his popularity on Instagram and probably TikTok also. Hi, Aquise. I didn't know that. I thought they meant knew him like they knew him personally or something like that. I didn't know they knew him off of his fame, his social media fame, I should say, because I had no clue who he was. Alrighty. Yeah, so those are my closing thoughts. I mean, at this point in time, I'm not saying that Cam is doing something wrong. I'm not saying that MJ is doing something wrong. All I'm saying is that until you have a very direct conversation and not the type that she's having, because everything Chelsea says that I hear is, I'm trying to give you game advice on what will help you in the game. And I feel like if I was giving a percentage, I would say the advice she's given, especially related to MJ, is probably 20% rooted in game and 80% rooted in personal. Yes, people are looking at his character in a way, especially, yeah, like the group that she has there, T-Core, Chemo, and Rabina. Yes, they are especially looking at him and her in a certain way, but not in a game sense. I feel like when they talk to her, it's more like, I feel for you. I feel for your feelings personally on a personal level. But if Cam was playing the exact same game that he's playing right now, and there was not anything between him and Chelsie, one might say that he's playing a tremendous social game. Because the same credit that people have been giving to Leah for her social game, why are we not giving that to Cam? Cam doesn't have an HOH, right? Sorry about the lighting. Cam's one competition win was a veto, but he's only been on the block once, right? So one might say he's playing a great social game. She might be. She might be. That's why I'm saying there's no personal boundary for Cam to cross, because Chelsie always comes at it from a game perspective. I wish Brooklyn was still in the house because yeah. And I feel like all these people that are remaining in the house are kind of gaming Chelsie a little bit. Because like I said, if you've looked at Chelsea's history throughout this game, she's been very strong socially. She's been strong in terms of comps also. And she's just been so solid and unbreakable. And the first thing that's looking like it's starting to break her, because I'm not saying that she's broken, but I'm saying the first thing that looks like it's starting to crack through that shell and give people openings as a thing to attack is this Cam thing. And I feel like MJ has low-key been using that. MJ is gaming. I hope that y'all recognize how much MJ has been gaming. MJ had no footing in this game for several weeks. And within the last 2 to 3 weeks, MJ has been putting her stamp on this game, and she is dangerous. She's a dangerous player. Yeah, my thing is, like, I don't care how much she followed him. I want to know, did they interact? Did they interact? Not just her commenting or liking his stuff or watching him on the show on TikTok or whatever, but did they have any kind of interactions with each other? That's what I'm interested in. Because I think some people identified Red last year. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like some people identified Red from his TikTok. Oh, your notifications work? That is music to my ears. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining me during my quick break. I'm loving this, by the way. I'm loving the fact that there's so much game to talk about. This is actually, I mean, I know it's part personal, but it's also game and strategy mixed in. Angela is gaming. Leah is gaming. Yeah, that's so true. Their gaming level, I feel like, is all rising. I think what's it called? Chemo Rabina is about the same as it was. It hasn't changed. I think Cam is about the same as where it was. And Chelsie is slipping a little bit. That's my opinion. Bye, Mary. Bye, Colleen. You have a good day too, Mickey. And have a great day, everybody. Hopefully I'll be back later. Sorry about the scrolling. Let's see. And hold on. Yeah, this is going to be hard for me to do. So I'm not going to do it. Okay. I'll talk to y'all later.